And we continue live from Shippensburg. We count you down to kickoff 2015 as Seton Hill takes on the Red Raiders. You heard from Coach Isaac Collins, and now our first Griffin Player Spotlight of 2015 is with senior safety Christian Carter. And Christian, first of all, thanks for taking some time out, man. I know you're a very busy guy right now, your senior year, and you guys are getting ready to go. I asked Coach Collins the same thing, but you guys have been hitting each other since the spring. How good is it going to feel to finally hit somebody else here today?
Oh, yeah, I know a lot of guys really been itching to hit somebody else through the scrimmages, the off-season training, spring ball. We're just ready to see some other colors.
I asked Coach Collins this too, but I want to get a player's perspective. Does complacency set in sometimes when you guys are going against each other for so long? You had spring ball, you had camp, obviously, you had the two scrimmages. Do you kind of have to kick yourself in the pants a little bit and say, even though we're going against each other, we got to get some things done?
Oh, it's definitely a mental challenge to come out to practice every day and have the same intensity over and over again, going against the same guys, doing the same drills, the same plays. So you have to really keep that savage mentality, as we like to call it, and keep fresh and keep excited. I always tell the young guys, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So we definitely got to come every day realizing that each day is going to help contribute to us getting a lot of wins this season.
I also want to get your viewpoint on this. You've been here with Coach Collins now for 3 years. Mm-hmm. What has been the biggest improvement that you've noticed from year one to now year 3 that Coach Collins has been in this program? What have you noticed that the program really has matured specifically?
Well, within the program on the football field, obviously we are a lot more disciplined, a lot more mature. I say outside of the actual on the field stuff, I mean, the quality of player is different. The quality of man is night and day. We got a lot of good guys in here, guys who are contributing, not just in the classroom, off the field, in the community as well. So it's great to see how much we've embraced the whole idea that Coach Collins to come in, not just developing great football players, but developing great men as well.
What have you guys talked about in terms of team goals before the season started, Christian?
Number one goal always is to win a PSAC championship. And that's the goal we're going to attain. That's the goal we're going to reach for every week. We take it 1 week at a time, obviously. Coach always tells us, just win one a week, and we'll be where we want to be at the end of the season.
Individual goals for yourself, what have you kind of set forward here for 2015?
Just get some wins, man. I've been here a while, haven't been as successful as I wanted to be. So just for me, I always tell the guys, man, I just want to win. I want to get a lot of wins before I get out of here, so I can have some great memories for the rest of my life.
It's your senior season. It's always special when you come into your senior year, when you talk to guys. What are you most excited about coming into this year?
Well, I hate to be a little bit biased, but the defense. I'm really excited about the defense.
That's all right, man.
Yeah, I'm really excited about what we can do defensively. I know a lot last year there were some times where we struggled, but I feel like defensively we're much improved, a lot faster. We got all those guys that were new to the program or freshmen incoming that were young, got another year under the belt, another year of the off-season lifting. We're faster, we're stronger, we're excited. We expect the defense to make a lot of big plays this year.
Not to give up too much of the recipe or anything, but I know every season you add some new wrinkles, but anything major change philosophy-wise on defense this year?
Nothing major. I think defensively, though, like I said, we're definitely going to be fast. You're going to see you're going to see 11 hats at the ball as much as possible. You're going to see a lot of effort. You're going to see a lot of heart. You're going to see boys playing with passion. So, like I said, I'm really, really excited about our defense this year.
Well, you're in the secondary, and the secondary looks to be really strong this year when you look at a guy like Phil Moreland, who was an all-conference guy last year. Yeah. Josh Falatovich, who you guys call the Honey Badger, coming back this year hunting footballs, and yourself back there, Tanilius Walton, Ricardo Housen. Talk about the secondary. It seems like it's going to be a strength this year for you.
Definitely. I think our secondary might be the strength of our defense. Very fast, experienced, a lot of depth there. It was good to see the competition during camp and the offseason, this preseason as well. A lot of guys fighting for reps, a lot of guys pushing each other, getting better in the weight room, in the classroom. I mean, we like to say the secondary is the strongest group on the team.
I know you kind of mentioned and maybe kind of answered this already, but you're confident that the defense is going to be able to keep some teams from lighting up the scoreboard this year, right?
Most definitely. One of our main goals on defense, create turnovers, get our offense the ball, because we want to see our offense running the score up on some people this year instead. So I think our defense is going to stand up to the challenge. Starting off with the first game against Ship, I know they're usually a very explosive offensive team, and we're excited to show people what we can do against them.
Christian Carter was voted as a captain this year, Christian. You had to feel great to be recognized as a leader, and I think it goes to show how great of a leader you are. You're not a starter. You don't play as much as some other guys, but you're still voted a captain. I think that goes to show your great leadership. It had to feel great to feel, to be voted on by your peers and your teammates as a captain this year.
Most definitely. Being voted a captain again this year was the biggest honor. I had the biggest smile on my face when Coach told us that I was elected a captain again. I mean, it just goes to show that if you work really hard, you persevere, and you're consistent, you earn guys' respect, they'll return it tenfold. And I think, it's just, like I said, it's just a great honor to be a captain again this year.
Josh Valatovich mentioned on the preseason interviews that the Seton Hill Athletics Department did about the freshman class and how excited he was to see all the freshmen doing what they're doing. Defensively, the freshmen that are coming onto the scene this year, how excited are you to see them kind of take the torch after you leave? Yeah,
we got a lot of guys that are going to come fill in this year, and they're going to help us this year right now, but in the future, a lot of guys we're excited about up front on the D-line, got guys in the secondary, even in the linebacker core as well. You're going to see some guys, the new faces, that really contribute offensively, the whole entire freshman class as well, offensively and defensively.
Christian, it's great to seeing guys like you at Seton Hill because you do so many things off the field. You do so many things with the university. Talk about some of the activities that you've been involved with, because I know there's been quite a few.
Oh, man, yeah, there's so much going on. I feel like I get 30 emails a day sometimes. It's crazy to see. But, I'm a resident assistant. I'm a student ambassador, and I'm also the president right now of the SAC, which is essentially the student athlete. So I try to keep busy, try to stay active. I try to, make the most of my experience here at Seton Hill, not just on the field, but off the field as well. I think that's really important.
Now, we got to tell everybody to follow the SAC on Twitter,
definitely,
right?
Yes.
What's the Twitter handle? I can't remember off the top of my head.
At Seton Hill SAC, at Seton Hill SAAC. So definitely follow us.
Now, do you run that, or do you have some other guys girls that?
It's a few athletes that have the information. We try not to make it too big because of the wrong tweet.
Right. You never know. That's good. That's a good thing. Social media, man. The guys are learning for sure.
Definitely.
Talk about your pregame routine. What are some of the things you like to do before you hit the field?
Before the game, usually I like when we don't get there too early to the point where we get restless. I know Coach always preaches he doesn't want us out there 4 hours before the game running around. But when we get there, the first thing I like to do is throw my lowers on. I try to get out, run, get on the ladder a little bit, get loose, get my feet, get my brakes, try to get my hands ready. Just little small things, and get real loose. I like to, it takes me a little while to get fully loose like I want to, so I get stretched out by the trainers, etc. Listen to some music, and really just try to get in the mental focus. I like to review my notes when I get back to the locker room and then get dressed, and it's time to go.
Are more guys on the team the type of guys that just like to kind of sit and stare and just want to focus before the game and not really talk too much, or more the rowdy guys?
Well, I know I'm like that. I like to sit and kind of be to myself, throw my headphones on, and kind of get into my zone. Some guys other styles. So, we have mixed styles on the team, but we all come together at the end, and we all get focused, and we know once the lights are on, it's time to perform.
Time to play. Yeah. What's your major, Christian, and what's your plans after graduating?
Currently, I'm a sports management major. I also carry a finance minor and a business admin minor as well. So after I graduate, the plan is definitely grad school. I'm getting my GMAT and my GRE study schedule together now before the season gets too crazy. So once I finish, apply, take the test, and rest in God's hands.
Well, let's talk about the Shippensburg Red Raiders, your opponent here this afternoon. Historically, they've had a really good offense. What have you specifically seen from them on film that they like to do offensively coming into today?
Well, in the past, playing against them and seeing them on film, it's been kind of this consistent thing every year. They're organized. They have a lot of talent. They play fast. They like to get ahead of the sticks. They don't make very many mistakes. So it's really all about playing assignment sound football. It's about us getting lined up. It's about us getting organized, making checks when they motion, adjusting, and you're playing fast and pursuing the ball, because like I said, they have some explosive guys over there that we're really excited to play against. So should be a good one.
Got to be excited, don't you?
Yes, sir.
All right, Christian Carter, thanks a lot, man. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for everything you've done for Seton Hill University as well. This kid has done so much, as you can tell, with all the activities that he is a part of with the university. And Christian, have a great senior season, man.
Thank you, sir.
That is Christian Carter, a Griffin Player Spotlight. We'll be back to Shippensburg right after this. You're watching Griffins football here on Griffins Game Day. Continues next on the Westmoreland Sports Network.